that y'all had a fabulous weekend and got to get outside and enjoy that beautiful weather that we had. I miss you guys so very much, and I hope that you guys are all doing great. We are moving forward today. We are talking about topic 15 3, which is all about. Sorry about that, which is all about solving problems involving money. So, this is one of those things that you guys are actually going to use in real life. This is one of those things that is important. It's an important skill for you guys to have. And if you do have loose change around the house that you can use when you're solving these problems, it will help you to have that visual. If we were in the classroom, that's when I would pull out all that fake money, that we have in the closet, and we would really get hands on with this. So, I apologize that we're not together so that we can do that. I really wish that we were. I'm sure you guys do too. But we are going to just do our best with this. I am going to do the same thing I did last week where I cut at the quiz and then do the problems with you guys. I hope that was a little bit helpful for you. So let's get into it. So, solving problems involving money, basically making change.
How can you use counting up to make change?
So, just a quick reminder here: we all know a penny is the one with Abe Lincoln on it. It's copper. It's 1 cent. Then we have the 1 nickel. It's the medium-sized silver coin that we have. The dime is worth 10 cents, even though it's the smallest. It's smaller than a nickel. It's worth more, 10 cents. Your quarter, 4 quarters make $1. And then this is something that you guys don't see very often, but it is still money. It's real. It's American currency. It's called a $half, and it's worth 50 cents. So you guys might come across these. You may have one, you may not. If you've never seen one before, come see me next year. I'll show you one in our classroom because I have one, and we can look at it.
How can you count to make change from a $20 bill used to buy the toy airplane?
Okay, so y'all know how when you go to the store and you purchase something, it's not when you pay for what you're purchasing, you always give either the exact amount of money that you're purchasing, that your item is that you're purchasing, or you give the cashier more money than what your item is worth. And then it's the cashier's job to give you back your change. They have to give you back the value of the money that is the difference from what your object is to what you gave them. So I just used a term there, difference. I hope that you guys all remember what the difference is, what operation we use when we find the difference, because that is actually the way that I prefer to solve these problems. But you should know counting up, okay? So, how can you count to make change from a $20 bill used to buy the toy airplane? So, our toy airplane here is $8.36. And when we go to the store, we pay with a $20 bill. So, now we need to figure out how much change we're getting back and how we're going to get that change back. How many pennies are we going to have? Are we going to have any pennies? How many nickels? How many dimes, quarters, half dollars, $1 bills, $5 bills, $10 bills, etc.?
Start with $8.36. Count up using the fewest coins. $8.36 plus 4 cents is $8.40. $8.40 plus 1 dime is $8.50. $8.50 plus $1/2 is $9. $9 plus $1 is $10. $10 plus $10 is $20. How can estimation help you determine if the amount of change is reasonable?
Okay, so our item was $8.36. We gave $20. How can we figure out that our estimation of the change would be reasonable?
$20 minus $8 equals $12, so $11.64 seems reasonable. Start with $8.36. Count up in a different way.
So what he's doing right now is showing you that there's more than one way to make this change. You didn't have to use that $half like you did before.
The
Instead of that,
change is the total amount given, $11.64.
he loves to talk over
Can
me.
change be made in a way that does not use 4 pennies?
Okay, we'll come back to that in a second. So basically what he did this time was instead of using that half dollar or the $10 bill, was he broke it down and used two quarters instead. And I think last time he might have even used a dime instead of two nickels. And this time he used two $5 bills. But two $5 bills and one $10 bill, they're equivalent. They're the same. The first way he showed us how we can make change in using the fewest amount of coins and bills. And this way he's just showing us an alternate way. So as long as you're still giving the same change, it does not really matter. Okay. Now, he said, can change be made in a way that does not use 4 pennies? Now, remember, our total for the airplane is $8.36. Could we give back exact change without these 4 pennies? What do you think?
No. The only way to get from 36 cents to 40 cents is to use 4 pennies.
If you said no, you were correct because we can't, like he just said, we can't go from 36 to 40 without those 4 pennies: 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. And every penny matters when you're given change. You want to make sure you're always giving the correct amount. All right, I will be right back. Hey guys, all right, so let's get right into our quiz. I printed out the questions again, so we're going to get started. The first question says, it cost Natalie $32.79. Notice how I'm reading that decimal point. $32.79. That's why back when we were on topic 3, we didn't read those big numbers, 1,407, because that would be read as a decimal. So, $32.79 to restring her guitar. If she gives the salesperson a $20 bill and two $10 bills, how much change should she get back? Well, we really have to look at this like it is a two-part question, okay? So what I want for us to first do is the same thing I like to do with most of our word problems. I want to kind of dissect this. I tried to tilt it so that the glare wouldn't be bad. And it clicked. All right, there we go. It's fine. So I want to kind of break this down the way that we would for most of our word problems, okay? So I want to first I want to underline the questions that it's asked me to find, which is, how much change should she get back, okay? And now I want to kind of make a list of the things that I know, because I just do this to help myself be organized. If you don't need to make your organized list to help you and you can just figure this out and go ahead and solve it, I'm not trying to hold you back. You go, you fly, you do your thing. If you want to break it down with me, we're going to break it down. So I know that Natalie, the cost to restring her guitar was $32.79. So cost is $32.79. Okay. I know she gave the salesperson, so gave a $20 bill and two $10 bills. So I'm going to put a 10, a 20, and another 10. Okay. So now I've kind of listed out everything I know, and I'm trying to figure out how much change she gave back. First, I have to know how much total money she gave. So she gave a $20 bill, a $10 bill, and a $10 bill. So in order for me to figure out the total of how much money she gave to the sales clerk, what do y'all think that we need to do here? If you're saying we need to add these up, you're absolutely correct. So if you can look at this and just right away know that it's 40, fabulous. If you want to break it down, zeros all the way across is a 0. 2 plus 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. So she gave a total of $40. Okay? So now what I need to do in order to figure out how much change she should get back, we're just trying to figure out how much money. We're not really breaking it down by pennies and nickels and dimes for this question. We're just wanting to figure out how much money she should get back. What we would have to do is we're looking for the difference. And we all know that the difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. So I have two numbers here. I have what she gave, which is $40, and I have the cost, which is $32.79. One of these is going to be my minuend, and the other is going to be my subtrahend. Which one is going to be our number on the top? That is going to be how much she gave, that larger number. So she gave, hang on, there we go. She gave $40. I'm hoping you guys can still see that good. Yeah, okay. It's like almost completely flat on my end. So she gave a total of $40, and the cost to have the guitar restringed was $32.79. Now, if y'all are looking at this and saying, there are decimal points in there, Miss Wilson, those are scary. Don't be afraid of them. It's not a big deal at all. We're going to kind of just pretend that they're not even there. I'm going to take my decimal point and I'm going to write it down in my answer right away so I don't forget about it. And now I'm going to just ignore it. I'm going to act like it's not even there. And y'all know how to subtract across zeros. Remember what we talked about. I like to look at the first number. I'm trying to take 9 away from 0. I can't take 9 away from 0, and if I look at my next door neighbor, they also have nothing. So this is where I like to do that thing where I start underlining until I get to a place that has value. In this instance, I don't have value until I get all the way down here. So I'm going to not be looking at this as 4,000 anymore. I'm looking at this as 400. I'm going to borrow 1 from that 400. So I'm going to cross this out, and I'm going to make this 399. 1 less than 400, and I'm going to take that group of ones and I'm going to bring it over here to rename this as 10. So now I'm just going to subtract as normal. So 10 minus 9 is 1, 9 minus 7 is 2, 9 minus 2 is 7, 3 minus 3 is 0, so I am left with $7.21, and that should be her change, okay? Notice how I have my label. Notice how I have my decimal point in my answer, okay? All right, let's look at another one. Without breaking the picture on the wall. All right. Our next problem says, Renzo bought some gloves that cost $16.42, including the tax. So he paid for the gloves with 4 $5 bills and 2 quarters. How much change should he receive? So I'm going to do the same exact thing that we did just a minute ago, okay? I first want to make a list of everything that I know so that I can break down my steps of what I need to do. I know I am solving to find out how much change he should receive. Oop, that is not a straight line, Miss Wilson. And I know that he bought gloves that cost $16.42. So our cost equals $16.42. That's what it is. And he paid for the gloves. He paid with 4 $5 bills. So I want to represent all of them. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4. Okay? And 2 quarters. So we have to remember what the value of 1 quarter is. The value of 1 quarter is 25 cents. So I want to show that also. So I'm actually going to represent that by 0.25 and a 0.25. So in order for us to figure out how much money he paid out to the cashier or the sales clerk to begin with, we need to add all of this up. So if we count by 5s, we have 5, 10, 15, 20. I should probably go in the correct direction here, Miss Wilson. So if I add from my from my my hundredths place over to my ones, I have 5 and 5 is 10, 2 and 2 is 5, so that would be 50 cents, plus all my 5s would be $20.50 total that he gave the sales clerk. So now what we have to do is we have to find the difference between what he paid and how much the item, the gloves, actually cost in order for us to figure out what his change would be. So I would start with how much I paid out, which is $20.50. And we are going to subtract how much the gloves cost, which is $16.42. Okay? So same thing we just did a minute ago with your decimal point. Take it, look at it, move it down to your answer, get rid of them. I'm actually erasing mine because I'm on a whiteboard. You don't have to, just ignore them, okay? So we're subtracting here. Can I take 2 from 0? No, I cannot. I have to borrow. My 5 will become a 4. This 0 will get regrouped with one group of 10. So it becomes 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. 4 minus 4 is 0. When I get to this column, I cannot take 6 from 0, so I must borrow again. This 2 becomes a 1. This 0 gets renamed as a 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 is 4. So we are left with $4.08, and that would be his change. All right, let's look at another example. All right, our next one says 2 tickets to the movies cost $16. If 2 drinks add $4.56 to the total cost, how much change should be received from $25? Okay, so what we have to do here is we have to figure out not the total amount of money that they paid, because we have that this time. They're saying how much change should be received from $25. We know we paid out $25. Now what they're saying is to us, well, we started with just buying our movie tickets that were $16, but then we went and spent another $4.56. So we have to figure out here, instead of how much total money we paid out, we have to find out how much total we spent before we can go ahead and do our subtraction. So let us do that, okay? So I'm looking at my underlining question, which is how much change should be made from $25? So our 2 tickets to the movies cost $16. So tickets, I don't like this marker. Thank you for your service. You are going to be retired. Okay, so our 2 tickets to the movies cost $16. Tickets, $16. And then our drinks are $4.56. So what do y'all think we have to do with those $2 amounts? If you're saying we need to add them to figure out the total, you are correct. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm actually going to rewrite it here so it's bigger so that y'all can see it. $16. What's going on there with that 0? $16 plus the $4.56 that we added. So 0 plus 6 is 6, 0 plus 5 is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 2. So we spent a total of $20.56. So total spent. And we know that we paid with a $25 bill. So we have to subtract. So we have to do $25. Now notice what I'm doing here. I'm not just writing 25. I'm writing 25 like it's money. So 25.00. Remember, any whole number has a decimal after it. Everything after it is just 0. So I'm going to do 25 minus 20.56. Okay? Same thing as before with the decimal points. I'm moving them down. Same thing as before with the subtraction across zeros. I cannot take 6 from 0. My next door neighbor has nothing. So I'm going to start underlining from my neighbor that has nothing to someone that has something. The next neighbor that has something is this 5. So I'm going to take this 50 and cross it out and make it 1 less than 50. 1 less than 50 is 49. This 0 is going to become 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 is 4. 9 minus 5 is also 4. 4 minus 0 is also 4. And 2 minus 2 is 0. So the total change that should be received from that $25 would be $4.44. All right, the next problem that we're going to look at is going to be a little bit different than these. We're still going to have to do some back work before we can go ahead and solve it, but we're going to see how we can or cannot make a certain amount of change, okay? So, our problem says, the soccer coach bought 3 new soccer balls. The total cost of the balls was $21.28. The coach used a $20 bill
and $20 bill and a $10 bill to pay for the balls, which is not a combination of coins and bills that can be used to make the change that the coach should receive. And then, of course, our answer choices, they went on and gave us a whole bunch of different combinations. But before we even look at this, we need to figure out how much change are we going to get back. So we have to do all that back work first, okay? So we know that our soccer coach was really nice, and he went out and bought 3 new balls, and the total cost was $21.28. So total, can you guys see the green? Yeah. Total equals $21.28. Okay, remember, use your labels, okay? So we know he paid with a $20 bill and a $10 bill. So we have to combine those together, okay? So 20 plus 10 would be $30. So that would tell me that he used $30 total to pay for the soccer balls that were $21.28. So in order to figure out what the change is, we have to subtract. So we are going to do 30. Oh, I don't like this marker. We are going to do $30. You'll see that one. Yep. $30 minus $21.28. Okay. Same thing as all the money problems. Take your decimal point, keep it in the same place. You know, it's kind of like connect the dots. It makes a straight line. That's what you want to do. And then we want to subtract. Okay, I'm going to erase these just so they're out of my way. I cannot take 8 from 0. If I look at the neighbor, there's nothing there. So I like to do my trick. I start at the neighbor that has nothing, and I keep going, and I keep underlining until somebody has something. The next person that has something is this 3. So now I'm looking at the number 300. 1 less than 300 on the number line. If I count backwards, 300, 299. So going to cross this out. This is going to become 299. This is going to get renamed as 10 because that's where that 1 came from, okay? 10 minus 8 is 2. 9 minus 2 is 7. 9 minus 1 is 8. And we are left with $8.72, okay? So now what we have to do is we have to look at all of these combinations and figure out which one does not equal $8.72. So I'm going to clip this up here, and we're going to work through these. So 872, 872. This board needs like a good wipe down. So our total amount is $8.72. That's our change. So 872. All right, our first one says, I'm going to just read it nice and loud so that you guys can hear it. We have 1 $5 bill. We have 3 $1 bills. We have 2 quarters. And 2 dimes. And 2 pennies. Okay? So what we have to do is we have to, oh, I thought my computer died. Woo! What we have to do is we have to add all these up and see if it makes $8.72. So remember, your bills are going to be your whole numbers, and your coins are going to be your decimals, okay? So 5, 6, 7, 8. 25 plus 25 is 50, 60, 70, 71, 72. So that one works, okay? So A is good. That's not going to be our answer. Let's look at the next one. It says 8 $1 bills. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7 dimes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those are all worth 10. And 2 pennies. 1, 1. Well, let's count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So 870, 71, 72. B also equals $8.72. Okay, so it's definitely not A. So A works, B works. I'm going to erase and we're going to check C and D. Okay, C says one $5 bill, one $2 bill. So $2 bills are kind of rare, but they are literally a bill that's worth $2. I have one somewhere. I'm just not sure where it is, but we definitely have one in our classroom. So a $2 bill, it's rare, but it does exist, okay? So one $2 bill, one $1 bill, 4 dimes. Dimes are worth 10 cents. And 2 pennies, so 1, 1. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8. We have $8. 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42. 842. That is not 872. So C does not work. But we should check number or letter D anyway, just to make sure that we are on the right track, okay? So D says 4 $2 bills. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. A $50, which is worth 50 cents. 4 nickels, which are each worth 5 cents. And 2 pennies. So we have 2, 4, 6, $8, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 71, 72. So this one does equal 872. So therefore the way that we are not making change is C. Okay? All right, we are going to do our last problem. So you guys are going to be on this topic for 2 days. You're going to be doing the R page today and the P page tomorrow, okay? And you guys can watch this video to help you as many times as you need. All right, our last problem says, it cost Joseph $15.27 to buy snacks for his family at the movie theater. If he paid with 4 $5 bills, how much change should he receive? So same as those first couple of problems. The question is, how much change should he receive? And we're listing out what we know. We know he paid $15.27. That would not be enough money for the snacks for my family for sure. So $15.27 for his snacks. $15.27 total. And he paid with 4 $5 bills. So paid with 4 $5 bills. So 5, 5, 5, 5. You know 5 times 4 is 20. If we add these up, it would be 20. So we know he paid with a $20 bill. And we have to find his change. So we are going to take that $20 and we are going to subtract 15. We're at 11%. We're going to get there. $15.27. Same as before. When you're dealing with money, bring your decimal point down. It does not move when you're talking money, okay? We're subtracting across zeros. Cannot take 7 from 0. Cannot borrow from my neighbor, so I'm doing my underline trick. Starting at the neighbor, that has nothing, and underlining until I get to value. There's no value till I get to the 2. Crossing out the 200, making it 1 less than 200, which is 199. That 1 I borrowed comes over here to make 10. 10, 9, 8, 7 is 3. 987, 987,654. $4.73 is how much change he should get back. Okay, so those are our problems involving money that we are working on today. If you guys have any questions or need any help, please feel free to send me a message on Dojo and I will definitely do my best to help you through the problems. There's only 3 problems that you guys have to do on your reteaching page, so I am expecting your best 4th grade work. Now, there are lines, not necessarily a lot of room for you guys to work and do subtraction like this. So if you have to do your work on another piece of paper or squeeze it in the margins, that's fine, but just make sure you're showing your work. I miss you guys. I love you guys. I'm proud of you every day. I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Mwah! Have a great day. Bye, y'all.